This week, signs went up across New York's Times Square, declaring it a gun-free zone. It's the first major effort by New York State authorities to counter the impact of a June U.S. Supreme Court decision that drastically reduced restrictions on carrying a concealed weapon on city streets.
The city is posting signage around Times Square, informing people that the area is a gun-free zone. And then licensed gun carriers and others may not enter with a gun unless otherwise specifically authorized by law.
How do visitors and locals feel about the new law and the city's so-called sensitive zones where guns are not allowed?
Of course, when you see the sign, it's jarring that we even have to have a sign that says no guns in New York. I hope that it works because it's really scary to think that people would just have handheld guns out and about.
Well, I don't have a gun, so I'm not going to be affected, but I think it's not correct as we have criminals who don't abide by the law and they carry guns, and then the taxpayer citizens who have a lot of rights yet don't have rights to protect themselves.
All we hear about in Australia is all the shooting you guys have. So less guns the better as far as I'm concerned.
Even though residents can carry a concealed weapon after taking the required training, testing, and submitting their social media information, experts say it will not be easy to legally move around New York City with a gun.
What they've done is they've made it far more difficult for law-abiding citizens to carry firearms throughout the state. And it's especially evident in the city where even Google Maps couldn't plan a good route for you to transverse the city with a firearm now, with the new layers of sensitive areas that we've got throughout the city.
Since the Supreme Court decision, gun permits have risen 54%. But will that rise lead to more shootings in New York City?
If I were going to guess, I would say no. And if we do, I would say that it's probably going to be a trivial increase. If the shootings that we've been concerned about in the state of New York for the longest times have not come from law-abiding citizens. They've come from people who had ill intent.
While gun rights advocates say the Supreme Court decision rightfully returned parts of New Yorkers' Second Amendment rights, some New York City residents say the new state legislation will help them feel safer in city public spaces. Ranen for VOA News, New York City.